Have you ever wondered what role dopamine plays in your daily life? Well, it's quite an integral one. You see, dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in the brain, that plays a significant role in how we perceive and chase after rewards. It's like the brain's own motivational speaker, urging us to seek out things that bring us pleasure and satisfaction, from a delicious meal to a well-earned promotion. But here's the catch. Our modern lifestyle, with its constant barrage of stimulation, from our ever-present smartphones to the 24/7 availability of entertainment, can lead to an overproduction of dopamine. This can result in a kind of tolerance, where it takes more and more stimulation to feel the same level of pleasure or motivation. So what's the antidote to this cycle of overstimulation and increasing tolerance? Well, it starts with understanding. Understanding dopamine's role is the first step towards a healthier, more balanced life. How does constant stimulation affect our dopamine levels? Let's dive right into it. Imagine your brain as a bustling city, where dopamine is the currency. This chemical messenger works like a reward system. When you do something enjoyable, like playing a video game or scrolling through social media, your brain pays out dopamine, making you feel good. But what happens when this city is flooded with too much currency? When we're constantly exposed to high stimulus activities, our brains get an overload of dopamine. It's like a never-ending party. And just like a city with too much currency, the value of dopamine starts to decline. This is because our brains adapt to this new normal of high dopamine levels, and our receptors become less sensitive to it. And what's the result? Feelings of dissatisfaction, lack of motivation, and in more extreme cases, addiction. That's right, our brains can get hooked on these dopamine rushes, and when we don't get them, we start to feel low, unfulfilled, and start seeking out those high stimulus activities again. It's a vicious cycle, really, so it's not the dopamine itself that's the problem, but rather, our brain's response to constant high levels of it. The overstimulation starts to change our brain's wiring, leading to decreased sensitivity and a constant craving for more. The constant need for stimulation can lead us down a path of diminishing returns. Remember, moderation is key. Let's keep our brain city thriving but not overcrowded. What if there was a way to reset our brain's dopamine levels? Well, there is. It's called a dopamine detox. It's a fascinating concept that's gained traction in recent years, especially among those looking to bring some balance back to their overly stimulated brains. But what exactly is it? Let's dive in. A dopamine detox, in simple terms, is a method designed to reset your brain's dopamine levels. It's like a spring, cleaning for your mind, a way to declutter the neural pathways and restore some much-needed order. Our brains, like any well-oiled machine, need regular maintenance to function at their best. Now, this detox isn't about completely eliminating dopamine. That would be counterproductive. Dopamine is crucial for our well-being. It motivates us, helps us focus, and plays a significant role in how we experience pleasure. The detox is about managing our dopamine levels more effectively. This management involves reducing exposure to high stimulus activities. Think of these as the things that give you instant gratification, like scrolling through social media, binge-watching your favorite shows, or indulging in sugary treats. While these activities can be enjoyable, they can also overwhelm our brains with dopamine, leading to what's known as dopamine desensitization. Dopamine desensitization is like having a favorite song. When you first hear it, you get a rush of pleasure. But if you play it on repeat every day, all day, that initial pleasure starts to fade. Your brain becomes desensitized to the song. It's the same with dopamine. Too much of it, too often, and our brains start to tune it out. A dopamine detox aims to prevent this desensitization. By reducing exposure to high stimulus activities, we allow our brains to recover their natural dopamine sensitivity. We give our brains a chance to catch their breath, to recalibrate, to restore balance. So, in essence, a dopamine detox is not about deprivation. It's about regaining control. It's about making conscious choices instead of being led by the next dopamine hit. It's about finding satisfaction in the simple things, the low-stimulus activities that we often overlook. Dopamine detox is like hitting the reset button on your brain's reward system. It's about giving your brain the break it needs to function at its best, and who wouldn't want that? How does one actually go about a dopamine detox, you ask? Well, it's like embarking on a voyage, and we're here to provide the compass to navigate you through. Firstly, we identify high-stimulus activities. These are activities that flood your brain with dopamine, often leading to overstimulation. They could be as simple as scrolling through social media, binge-watching your favorite series, or indulging in junk food. It's like a sugar rush for your brain, and it's this rush that we aim to control. Once we've identified these activities, it's time to plan your detox period. You may choose to start with a single day, a weekend, or even an entire week. It's important to remember that this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. You're changing lifelong habits here, and it's okay to take it slow and steady. Now you might be thinking, what do I do with all this newfound time? This is where finding low-stimulus activities to replace high-stimulus ones comes in. Think of activities that engage your brain without overstimulating it. This could be reading a book, going for a walk, meditating, or even just sitting quietly and observing your surroundings. These activities will help you regain control of your dopamine levels, allowing you to appreciate the subtler, more nuanced pleasures in life. But remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're bound to face challenges along the way. You might feel restless, bored, or even a bit anxious, but that's okay. It's part of the process. It's your brain adjusting to the new normal, and it's a sign that you're on the right path. Managing expectations is crucial in this journey. Don't expect immediate results. It's not about reaching a destination, but rather about embracing the journey itself. It's about learning to enjoy the small moments, the quiet moments, the moments that often go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of our dopamine-fueled lives. Remember, this isn't a punishment. It's not about depriving yourself of joy. It's about redefining what joy means to you. It's about breaking free from the shackles of overstimulation and discovering the joy in simplicity. It's about finding balance. So equip yourself with patience and resilience. Celebrate your small victories along the way. Maybe you managed to go an entire day without checking your social media, or maybe you chose a salad over a burger. These are all steps in the right direction, and they're worth celebrating. And before you know it, you'll start to notice the changes. You'll find joy in the mundane. You'll appreciate the beauty in silence. You'll feel more present, more connected, more alive. And that's when you'll realize that you've embarked on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. The path to dopamine detox is a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. And remember, it's not about reaching the destination, but about enjoying the journey itself. You're not just resetting your brain, you're reshaping your life. What benefits can one expect from a dopamine detox? This is a question that we've all been waiting to unravel. Imagine the ability to concentrate like a laser beam, zeroing in on tasks with unwavering focus. That's one of the magic transformations a dopamine detox can bring. It's like removing the foggy lens you've been looking through all this while and replacing it with a high-definition one. You'd be surprised how much more you can see, understand, and achieve when your attention isn't constantly pulled in a million different directions. Next up, let's talk about motivation. In our dopamine overdosed world, it's easy to feel drained, lethargic, and unmotivated. But strip away the constant bombardment of instant gratification, and what do you find? A wellspring of motivation that's been there all along, just waiting to be tapped into. Suddenly, climbing that mountain doesn't seem so impossible anymore. You start to see the beauty in the climb, rather than just the end goal. But the benefits of a dopamine detox go beyond just focus and motivation. It's about overall life satisfaction. It's about waking up every day and feeling truly alive. It's about finding joy in the simple things. A good book, a cup of coffee, a conversation with a loved one. These moments become richer, more vibrant when your brain isn't constantly craving the next dopamine hit. And let's not forget the sense of self-control that comes with a dopamine detox. It's empowering to realize that you're not at the mercy of your cravings. You can choose what to engage with and what to ignore. You can choose to live consciously, mindfully. But remember, a dopamine detox isn't a one-time fix. It's a journey, a commitment to continuous growth and self-improvement. It's about recognizing that your mental health is as important as your physical health, and taking steps to nurture it. In the end, it's about understanding that you have the power to shape your own reality. You are not a passive bystander in your life, but an active participant. You have the power to control your mind, to decide where your attention goes, and to choose your actions. And that, my friends, is a truly liberating realization. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's strip away the noise and the clutter and get back to the essence of who we are. Let's reclaim our focus, our motivation, our joy. With a dopamine detox, you're not just resetting your brain, you're reclaiming your life.